I haven't been on a stream like this in a minute. How's it been going so far? What are we doing? I was watching towards the tail end. I saw the card reveal and stuff. So yeah.
We're cooking, man. I mean, these cozy long streams are like they're only possible when it's like the right time, the right game, the right community. But right now, man, it's just cooking. Like I don't. I mean,
Oh,
there's
for sure.
yeah. It's just I don't know. It's like I just my whole life since I started streaming, which is like 4 or 5 years ago. It's like I've had this like stream in my head that I want to do, and I feel like definitely these are the close. Like the it's just like I mean I have to get more of the voice chat with the people going more frequently, but like all the pieces are there, so I'm pumped. And bro, I'm good. Look at this PB. I've never been at this rank in late
Yeah,
season before. This is legit.
this is legit. You're getting some league points this time. This is gonna feel a little good. I think this is dope. What the hell? Lofty said he doesn't know. I cast tournaments. How do you not know what I sound like? You definitely know. He said, forgot what Mookah sounded like. It's been so long. I know I don't stream anymore, but there's YouTube videos and there's parallel cast. What is this? What is this blasphemy?
Yeah, Lofty, you got to follow Mookah's YouTube channel like right now. I'm offended you even said that.
There's a lot of stuff around the corner. I'm happy. I like looking popping up the parallel streams and seeing who's on. You know, you've been grinding, man, so that's good. This stream is extra special because you let me come on the clock, so we both win a little bit here. We get to
Yeah.
do a little burn Kathy, and we get to mess around. There's a card reveal. How'd you feel about that shroud reveal that you saw from Brighty?
Man, that one that might be my favorite one so far. Like the impact that it can it's such a high impact, but it doesn't feel like it's broken. I mean, 4 mana, it's a legendary. It just feels like a really exciting design. Exciting is the word I'd use. What did you think?
It is an exceptionally crazy part of Shroud's toolkit in the future for sure. I think we're gonna have to re-investigate the Shroud matchup with that card being in the thing. You can't like play drone printer dot deck anymore. Even like burn. Burn is still really good, but like, getting accidentally leaving a spotter too early or a fleet support and just getting rid of all of those. The card's good. I think we're gonna have to. I think it's like almost a must include based on the meta, but it's definitely gonna be really, really good, and it's gonna teach people a lot of lessons early on like maybe revealing your hand a little too early in terms of what your game plan is, and then Shroud hitting you with that guy, and it's like, oh no, you can't do that anymore. That's not your win condition. You got to figure it out.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's so punishing if someone plays something that like they didn't really need to play it yet, but it gets them a little tempo. Also, like Puma said, it's potential to like put cards in your bank to keep them safe. Like I wonder if
Hmm.
Kathari does well against that card with Tabula. You can like hide your cards in the bank so they don't get completely
Yeah.
taken out. There's so much counterplay there, and it feels like that's what a lot of these. And by the way, I don't mind. We take a few minutes to chop up on this. I'm not like
Sure, sure.
I'm happy for the content. So it's like I uh I feel like with the new cards that are being revealed, it's there's a lot more. It's like expanding the play patterns a lot. Like there's more things. Like now the bank and the charge stuff is so much of a resource that you have to keep track of, and all these cards that interact with the bank that don't see play yet, whether it's data breach or whatever. Like there's this. It almost feels like the bank, like it's been there and there's some interactions with it, but now it's really becoming a full zone, and the implications of that could make the game even deeper and even more skill heavy, which feels kind of crazy considering how much skill, like how high the skill cap already is. It's just like it's going to be such a skillful game.
Yeah, no, I think you're right on it. As someone that's curious in game design, and then even someone that's also involved on the competitive scene as like a coach and stuff, this set is looks really exciting, really challenging. Challenging is the word that comes to mind because, like you touched on, the board is going to be expanded, and we see a different approach from Planetfall, where it was like, every parallel gets its own mechanic. They kind of do their own thing and they got to figure it out. Now it's like, hey, these are the mechanics in the expansion, and these are how all the parallels kind of interact with that mechanic. Who can abuse it at certain times better than the other? We have the crates. We have charge, bank, like who's going to work with the bank better? Are you going to be trying to play stuff from your bank? Are you going to be trying to punish your opponent revealing their bank? Because there are cards that punish the bank being having revealed cards too and stuff. So all of those being put together, I don't know how we're going to do it with 40 cards in our deck. I'll be very honest. There's a lot of stuff in there that's going to be super challenging to figure out, what you keep, what you don't keep. It already felt it's starting to feel a little tight with Planetfall, but with this, everything that I've seen so far, I'm like, the mind's thinking, like, how does this work? How does this work? And you guys, with this last card was really good. I think the first wave of reveals goes until like close to the end of this week. Some of the cards that still have yet to be revealed are crazy, absolutely crazy. You're gonna love it. I think I like a lot of the cards in this first set. And we have 3-4 weeks of this, so you're gonna see a ton of cards. Like I think it's gonna be something like 20 cards, around 20 cards a week is what we're gonna be seeing.
And is it like every week they're gonna release a new chunk of?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, new cards every week being revealed, so that'll be really sick. And this one feels like a proper rollout, right? Planetfall was kind of like, we got the cards, but no one knew when it was coming out. And it was like, when do I take off work? Or when do I, how do I plan my streams and all this stuff? And then suddenly you found out like, hey, Planetfall's launching next week. And you're like, whoa, 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 I wasn't ready. But now with Aftermath, like we're getting this, like we're getting the reveals, which we got during Planetfall, but it feels like it's leading up. We know the date, right? November 23rd is the sale. The 25th is when the card should be in game. So now we're getting that steam. Now everyone's starting to think of like, how do these cards go in my deck? Because I'm going to get to play them a lot faster. What do I build? Who comes up with the craziest builds? Like a new expansion is the best time ever in a card game. It is always the best time.
It's so true. And it's like, I think along with what you're saying, how it feels like a proper rollout is like with what I saw with Off the Grid recently. I'm not writing them off by any means, but we saw they had so much energy and then it fell off very quickly as soon as the big streamers moved on to the next thing. Call of Duty, of course, understandably took a lot of people away from them because it's the same genre. But like, there was a minute of FOMO for me where I'm like, okay, Off the Grid is so crazy, so fast. Is that how it's supposed to be? Like, are we doing something wrong? I didn't really think so, but I was like, there's a little part of me. And just seeing Off the Grid, not that it makes me happy, but seeing them like crash back down to earth a little bit in terms of activity just makes me feel all the more conviction that Parallel's slow and steady build, both in terms of quality and in terms of like bringing in, bigger names and all that. It just feels like everything is really sustainably building. And as much as it's easy to be like doubtful of that, it seems pretty clear the player base is growing in terms of like, how high you have to get in order to have a certain rank, or like what position people are in. Like people are getting into like 2000th place and they're not even that low rank or whatever. So it just feels like people are joining the game and they're not leaving. Like they take breaks, sure. People are chilling before Aftermath, so they want to like be fresh, like sure. But like the consistency of the build combined with, I don't know if I can even find it because he tweets every 2 damn seconds, but like Rev tweeted today something along the lines of like, it's all going to come together in Q1 type of thing.
Yeah, he said the next 6 months will be what we've waited for. Yeah, I think you're like kind of spot on. We're in a different kind of realm, right? Let's say TCG. We're already as niche as it gets when it comes to gaming, and then add that we're on the Web3 side of things, it's even more niche. So like it's always like, it's not gonna be like that blowout top event like Off the Grid had. It's a shooter, right? It's gonna have that appeal. I grew up playing shooters. I'm sure a lot of people here grew up playing shooters, and then we get old and we start sucking at shooters, so we start playing card games.
Yep.
And so we can use our brains a little bit more than our fingers. But no, I think we're hitting a crazy inflection point, and you're right, it is steady, but it's growing, it's getting there, it's getting there. And what shows me the sign, what I've been using to gauge like how things are going, is like seeing who is doing like who's putting work, who's starting to get active in the scene. Not just like the players and stuff like that, who's being inspired to like, I want to make like content, I want to stream, I want to try out some YouTube videos. I want to try out deck builds. I want to do that. That kind of stuff is like really cool because that's like what slowly starts to compound itself more than the players, like all this stuff. Not, and I think it's nice that we have a good breakdown on like skill level between content creators, right? Or people that are messing around with like content. Not everyone is like the master guy, and not everyone is like maybe like trying to deal with like platinum area and stuff like that. There's different worlds, so those kind of setups are really nice to see that growing because before it was just everyone on the top end, and it still is more people on the top end, but it's nice to see that it's the middle part is starting to also like explore with the stuff and showcase their journey and playing the game, and they're having fun. And yeah, like it's just getting better, man. Everything is getting better.
Bullish as hell.
Bullish.
All right, man.
Yeah, bullish.
So we jump into
Let's play some games.
Yeah.
Yeah, stream. You got to stream. You got to share your screen, so I'm not on the delay.
Yes,
I don't know.
absolutely.
If there's a delay.
You just always got to remind me because I am so forgetful. Here we go.